Hey YouTube, POD7 here with a take two. Forgot to turn my sound settings off, and that may cost me here in a moment because I may get interrupted. Uh, the perils of not living alone. um, this should be the last episode with post commentary for a while, but I don't know, I kind of like it. I feel like I can concentrate more on just what I'm saying instead of trying to do something cool in Minecraft. So, I don't know. And this is supposed to be about relaxation anyway, so. Or it's my channel's version of a vlog, I guess. Speed mining! Um, this is 800% speed. Uh, not quite ludicrous speed. Um, but yeah, this is the last of the bad day recording session. It's a take two for the commentary because uh, I forgot to turn my input volume or input sound back to internal microphone. So I was basically just talking at my computer for 20 minutes or however long this is. And so now somebody has come home and for shame. uh, so I may get interrupted, in which case there will be a cameo credit on this episode, whoever does that. Um, but yeah, hopefully you can tell I'm in a better mood. A lot of that is due in part to New Legacy Inc.'s Royal Rumble marathon the other day. If you can watch those and not laugh once, you're clinically brain dead, I think. I mean, between Johnny's laughs and complete and utter disbelief at some of the things that happen, and Dino would. I'm not even gonna say his last name because I can't remember how it goes. So Dino, all his impressions, even Homer's rage at the chat and at other people, and in general. I love you, Homer. Um, but yeah, it was just a really great day the other day. Uh, so I will link to those. um, Not that it makes any difference, but maybe in the future when I have a bigger subscriber base, they'll come back and watch this video and they'll go back and watch those, the New Legacy videos, so hopefully. So, and that'll just give them even more um, attention, which they definitely deserve. Those guys are great. Um, see, on the last episode I talked about movies, and before that was music. I don't know if I want to go into games or not. Because, I mean, is it possible to talk games while playing a video game? Or while commentating over a video game gameplay? Video game? too many videos and games. Um, like most people, I started with the Nintendo, um, but I was pretty young, and it was several years into the NES life cycle. So a lot of the good games were already out. And since I was so young, most of the games I played were either sports games or, Tetris and Dr. Mario and all that kind of stuff, and the Mario games. And since I was raised in a fairly strict conservative home, Christian conservative home, I didn't get to play stuff like Castlevania or even Metroid. So um, I didn't even have a Super Nintendo, which I'm constantly learning how horrible that was. Every time I play another Super Nintendo game, I get to find out how much I missed out on. But one of my friends did have a Sega Genesis, and me and this friend, we were like brothers, and because we were both the second son in our families, and we were in the same grade, and had same age difference between our brothers, so we all got along pretty good. And they had a Genesis, and that's when we started getting to play like Mortal Kombat and WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game or whatever it was, and even X-Men 2, Clone Wars, just all these action games, and that's where I credit the Sega Genesis with keeping me into video games. Um, and then I went Nintendo 64. We had that for a long time, and played PlayStation at friends' houses, but there weren't really too many games that appealed to me because I already had a Nintendo 64 and was busy playing all those awesome games. And then the PS1 Lite, the little tiny one that came out near the end of the first PlayStation's cycle, where it was like $99, I think, to get it. I got one of those and pretty much bought every Tekken game and Tony Hawk 2 and all the wrestling games. I was a huge wrestling gamer for a long time. Lately, it's pretty much become Madden. So, I mean, I have WWE SmackDown versus Raw 2011 and then WWE 12, but I didn't get the last one. Uh, Mostly just because I didn't really feel like buying it, I guess. I don't know. Um, well, and there were a lot of good games last year, but anyway. I got a PlayStation 2 in July of, I want to say 2001, but it may have been 2000. And I was a huge prick to my mom because I asked for it for my birthday, and it was like $300. And that was, she was already tearing her hair out about that, but then I said, well, I kind of need a game for it. So she got me Tekken Tag, and I was like, oh, awesome. So I threw that in and found out you needed a memory card. And I thought the PlayStation 1 memory cards would work, but of course they didn't. So I had to go on my hands and knees and ask for a memory card as well on the same day. So all in all, about $400 spent on me on that birthday, which for a single mom, that's a whole lot of money. And it's one of the things I definitely dwell on when I think about how much crap I've put my mom through. But that day, after she kind of just forced the memory card in my hand and said, this is the last game system I ever buy for you. And true to her word. And I'm perfectly fine with that because I felt so bad after that I just started saving up for whatever came next, and that happened to be the GameCube, which is my favorite console of all time. And it's probably because I had to buy it myself. But uh, yeah, and it just had some really underrated games. Maybe a couple overrated, but they were still really good. And of course, it had its share of shovelware and kids' games and all that. But I think it was a really, really underrated system just because of its look and the use of the mini discs, and I think the controller too is probably one of the best. I mean, Xbox 360 is giving it a run for its money, but um, let's see what came after GameCube. Oh, the Wii. We had a Wii in 2006, I believe. Um, couldn't afford the Xbox, couldn't afford the PS3, definitely couldn't afford the PS3. um, so I played a lot of Wii games for several years, 5 years actually. It was between we got our Wii in the summer of 2006, and I got my Xbox 360 January 2011. So almost 5 years in between buying my Wii and getting an Xbox 360. Of course, I played on a friend's Xbox 360 starting 2009, I think. Um, here comes a dangerous jump, especially if there had been a witch in there. Um, and now I'm pretty much an Xbox 360 guy. I still don't have a PS3. Um, and really, I don't have anything against the PS3 other than its price. um, but as far as games go, the only ones I really seen that I would buy a PS3 for are Metal Gear Solid 4, the Uncharted series, so that's 4 games, and oh, Nino Kuni that just came out. When I found out it was a not only a level 5 game, but but it was partnered with Studio Ghibli for the animated cutscenes. I was like, okay, what can I sell to get a PS3 tomorrow? It just blew me away when I watched the opening cutscene for that game, um, and the opening credits. I'll just have to keep telling myself it's a Blu-ray player too. It's a Blu-ray player too. uh, those things are still expensive too. Blu-ray players. They were on sale at Walmart for like $30 on Black Friday, and at my local Walmart, which is a supercenter Walmart, even though the town like 8 miles away from us also has a supercenter Walmart, there were people lined from the front of the store to the back of the store, back to the front of the store for those Blu-ray players. It was insanity. um, and I didn't get one because I was standing in line for a TV for my mom because I kind of commandeered our family TV after we moved in with my grandma a couple years ago, and because she didn't really want a TV in her room at the time, but now that we're in our new house, she does. So we got her a nice 32-inch flat screen TV, and she's really happy with it. um, but yeah, As far as the Wii U goes, I'm kind of waiting until E3 of this year to decide if I even want one. It'll be a long time before I have one console of the new generation, let alone two. Kind of like this past generation, with the 5 year difference between getting a Wii and a 360. So, um, I really want to kind of be cautious and just hope that they start talking about the next Xbox and the next PlayStation at E3 this year. Um, I guess that was mostly console talk. I really don't care to talk too much about game, like the actual game preferences, because apparently I have a lot of unpopular opinions, and it gets kind of weird. It wears on you to hear that you're wrong on your opinion. So I just try not to even discuss it anymore, unless it's really, really ignorant. Um, like people complaining about the ending to a game a year after it's released and still going to that game's official Facebook and commenting about it, how they are so mad, and going on to the official forums every day and talking about how they want a new ending. um, I would think people would have better things to do with their lives, but apparently not. Um, but yeah, like I said, um, and I'm not necessarily the most hardcore gamer, so I can't really talk strategy or anything. I can't talk about the cool uh, session I had on Black Ops 2 or anything because I don't play Black Ops or Modern Warfare games in general. Not necessarily out of preference, or not necessarily because I hate them, I should say, just because they never really appealed to me. I prefer games that. Oh, here comes the interruption, I bet. I prefer games that. Oh, come on, train, keep chugging. Games that I can do things that I can't do in real life. And I could join up at the military and go shoot terrorists if I wanted to, but I don't. So, I mean, that's a gross oversimplification, but honestly, if I'm going to shoot things, why not demons and and giant enemy crabs and stuff? And why not have a gun that shoots lasers like Quake? Um, I could talk about first-person shooters for a long time because I love the idea, but I don't like the way they're going. So I think we're pretty close to the end of the episode. So hopefully I don't get interrupted here. um, excuse me. Yeah, that about wraps it up for this trilogy of Bad Day recordings. Um, I'm just waiting to be interrupted at this point. Because I have a family thing to do today. Yep, well, sorry for all the post commentary. There might be more. If you guys enjoy it more than the live commentary, then I'm all for that as well. um, Yeah, this is POD7 signing out. King sign. Oh yeah.